Hi guys, hi everyone, wonderful welcome. It's Wednesday afternoon, it's Marcus time, and I'm very grateful that you spent your time with me. Today we are going to talk about the secrets of successful traders. What an amazing webinar topic, and including the following topics for this afternoon. How do I become more successful at trading? And the world's best Forex traders we want to talk about, and what do they have in common, and how can you copy their successful trades. I guess we have a lot of things to talk about. So make sure, guys, that you stay until the end of this webinar or this video if you watch it on YouTube later, because I will be showing you how successful traders made billions of dollars with different strategies. My name is Marcus Gabel. I'm a professional analyst, speaker, live trading, and life coach. I love to talk about the life and the impact of trading on life and the impact of life to trading, of course. And yes, I'm a real trader as well. I only make trades in my real account, and I've been trading in the global market since 22 years right now. If you want to have more information, visit my homepage, tradingandpersonality.com or know-how-trading.com. In this webinar series, Trading Spotlight, I'm partnering with Admiral Markets, which is a Forex and CFD broker that offers trading on over 8,000 different financial instruments through one of the world's best trading platforms, MetaTrader 5. And finally, if you're watching this on YouTube later, maybe remember to like this video, share it with other traders, and subscribe so you will never miss an episode. I want to say welcome again. Now we are in this webinar, Plummen. Hello, good afternoon, and of course, Shima Robert as well. Thanks for my wonderful colleague of Admiral Markets, which was opening this webinar. I appreciate your lifetime a lot, of course. So it's a sunny day here in Germany. I hope there are too wherever you are placed right now. And you know, we have crazy times at the moment. We have coronavirus. All friends are suffering. All traders are suffering about that around the world because markets come down. They are really calm and soft at the moment, even the Forex market. And I guess it's a good time to use such times to come back to the things that are really important in our life. What do you think is really important for our life? You, me, your family, your friends. Okay, we have social distancing, but we have phone, we have Skype, we have Zoom, we have webinars. So I guess we have FaceTime and all these other things. And I guess we have a lot of things to get in touch with all our friends. And maybe it's time to come back to personality, to humanity. And this is my message. This is my mission. I want to help people to become successful in trading and in life. And if you follow me for maybe since a couple of time, then you know my message. The humanity, the human part is the crucial part if you are on the right side of the chart, because nobody knows and no one knows what's going on the right side. And now most of the guys around the world, all of us, we are locked down in our inside, in our flats and houses and something else. And even now, nobody knows what's going on in our life as well. Predictions, very difficult. Forecasts, very difficult. Nobody knows what will happen in the next month. So many companies are struggling, even the air like Lufthansa or Air American, something else. But there is a very good news. It's all about money. And maybe it's our job to be a part of this wonderful money wheel of life. I call it the wheel of life, of course, and money is a part of the wheel of life. And the more we are engaged in this trading stuff, the more we can take over responsibility that life is going on. But not like gambling. sticking to the rules, and always knowing what you have to do on the right side of the chart. So what's the reason, guys? And beside, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, type it in the chat box. I can see it on my right side of my chart, of my screen. And of course, we can talk about everything. There is no secret in trading. The secret is to accept the inevitable thing that you have to work with probabilities on the right side of the chart and in life as well. So there are two options how you can make money in the market. First of all, you are George Soros. And today I want to talk to you about the story of George Soros. If you have so much money, then you can create your own market. And then you can have an influence on the market or to the market. But if you don't have so much money on your account that you cannot have influence on the market, then you have to work in a different way. So you have to work with strategies. What kind of strategies? Doesn't matter right now. This is not the topic of the webinar. But strategies requires that you are being disciplined. And discipline is one of the common things all successful traders have together or in common. Let's talk about the Forex market, or maybe we can spread it to all markets. It's not only all about the Forex market, even it's one of the biggest markets ever, but this information you can spread to the future market and the share market, something else. And you know, at the first glance, Forex trading or trading especially looks like really easy. The market, especially our beloved Forex market, is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's amazing. You can trade around the clock. And you can trade with a small account size. Even you have $100 or euros on your account, or maybe 500 or more than that, doesn't matter how much, but you can trade with huge and with small accounts, and you can trade around the clock. So maybe you're placed in Africa right now, doesn't matter, then you can trade when we are sleeping. Or maybe you are placed in Asia, then you can trade while European guys are sleeping, most of the times, of course. And so there is no restriction, there's no limitation when you want to trade in Forex market. If you wake up in the night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and you are awake, then you can go to the market and you can see what's going on in Japanese trade, or what is going on in Australian Forex market, and then you can make your trades. So, and here comes the big but, after a while, most of us figure out it's not as easy as we thought. Because you figure out you are on the right side on that chart. And everything what you can do there is having a strategy and sticking to the rules, which requires a lot of discipline. And this is the big point. So most inexperienced traders never think about who is involved in the Forex market. So let me tell you the story about myself. When I was starting in the Forex market a couple of years ago, maybe it's 16 years ago, roundabouts. So when I opened a trade, I was really proud of myself. I was sitting in front of the PC and I was thinking, oh, Marcus is in market right now. Now let's see what will happen. I was really excited and I was really proud of myself. But at the end, I was a stupid idiot because I never thought about who is my partner in trading, who is engaged in trading as well. So, and I know most inexperienced traders think the same way. They never think about who is their partners, who are the other players in the market, and maybe they have a little bit more money than me. So my first account size was 100 euros. Then the next one was 1,000 euros. And today, you know, I'm a trader in an asset management. It's called Born Stahlbeck & Partner, which is placed, the main headquarters placed in Zurich, in Switzerland. So we have an office here in Frankfurt. and we have an office in Tokyo, of course. So today I used to work with a little bit more account size, a little bit more money on the account sizes. So, but today I know where are the other players, and I want to talk about that. So if you want to trade Forex, then you're trading the same market as companies, brokers, central banks, private traders with huge accounts, commercial banks, and big firms. Never forget that, guys. There is no place, and there doesn't exist a school for beginners. So in life, or maybe you have kiddies at home, then you know the kiddies start at the kindergarten, maybe. Then it's the preschool. Then it's the ground, I don't know, what's the ground school? Then maybe you have the middle school, and then high school, and then university, and then they're going to the job. So, and this is the way we are the way we are thinking. And then we are come to trading, and sometimes, and I was thinking in that way, sometimes we used to think, okay, there is a kindergarten where we can learn trading. Yes, there is. And there is a preschool, but not in the real market. Kindergarten and preschool, that's the demo account. But in the real market, guys, there doesn't exist a school for beginners. All traders around the world are trading in the same market as you. It doesn't matter if you have a small or a huge account. And now, sit down, lay back, close your eyes, and think about this topic. Really, close your eyes. And then imagine, while you're sitting in front of your PC, millions of other traders around the world are sitting in front of their own PC as well. Even at the same moment, like you right now, such a huge trader from any company, maybe in New York or London, and that try to make a trade like you. And maybe you can imagine they have a little bit more money on their accounts than you. And they are watching the same chart like you. That's the same humans like you. Maybe they have a glass of water on their desk. Maybe they have a picture of the family on their desk. Maybe they have a cup of coffee on their desk, like you and me. And maybe most of them have to make home office like you and me as well. But they are trading for companies. They are they make trades for brokers. Even Admiral Markets is engaged in trading in the market because they have to hedge your position in their own order book. They are engaged in trading as well. Did you ever think about that? If you are on the right side on the chart, that at the same second, millions of other traders around the world are sitting in front of the PC and try to make a trade like you with even more money like you. Did you ever think about that point? I guess it's time to write it down. Never forget that. Where are the other players in the market? The Forex market is the world's largest market with over, now listen, $6 trillion being traded every day. Do you have an imagination how much is $6 trillion? Repeat it again in your mind, $6 trillion. So maybe you have an account size of maybe, I don't know, 1,000 euros. It's nice. Maybe you have a huge account, 10,000 euros. Nice, beautiful. But compare it with $6 trillion, not in a month, not in a week, every damned trading day, every day, $6 trillion. That's amazing. That's absolutely unbelievable. I don't have an imagination of $6 trillion. So if you say me, imagine like $1 million, I can imagine it. 1 million, it's okay for me. Marcus Gabel, $1 million, I can imagine that. Maybe I can imagine $100 million, but I'm not able to have an imagination. How does it feel if you would have $1 billion on your account? I don't have this imagination. In my in the asset management, I trade a volume more than $10 million roundabout. I can imagine that. I can imagine that. But can you imagine $6 trillion every day? 6 days, 5 days a week. Multiply 6 trillion 5 times. So you have $30 trillion a week. And this is the market you want to make trades. So millions of traders around the world in different time zones are engaged in this market. And let me give you a little bit comparison of that. In Germany, for example, we have around 60,000 trading accounts in Germany. Do you think this is much? No. 60,000 in Germany? Okay, nice. In USA, only North America, only USA and Canada, we have 125 million accounts. 125 million accounts against 60,000 to Germany. So now imagine you are sitting in front of the PC, you're on the right side of the chart, and maybe at the same times, really millions of traders are sitting as well in front of the PC, and they think about how they can make money like you. So please never forget that if you watch the charts, and then you can understand why it is so important to having a strategy and sticking to rules and being disciplined. It's wrong, guys, to think that huge traders would eat the small ones. Or this is the rumor, people telling you, oh, the faster traders would bite the small traders, or the huge traders would eat the small ones. No, that's a lie. That's absolutely a big lie. The truth is that only the experienced traders take the money from the inexperienced traders. This is the point. You don't have to be fast in market. It's not necessary to make trades in minute chart, because you know there exists algorithms around the world. You don't have to make a fight with them. You don't have to get in challenge with them. That's not necessary. You can make trades in 4-hourly charts, or like me, or maybe in a weekly chart or daily chart. Doesn't matter. There is only this one fact. The experienced traders take the money from the inexperienced traders. They beat them. Why? An experienced trader knows when he's wrong. He's able to cut the losses and let the winners run. This is the point. And this is one of the key facts what successful traders have in common. So now let's see what we can learn from so-called experienced traders. And let me see this, by the way. I can see, guys, a lot of attendees this afternoon. I'm really grateful for that. Touched me really deep that you spent your lifetime with me in this special time. I'm really grateful that, guys, and let me send you all my greetings here from Germany, around the world, wherever you are. Please stay healthy and take care for yourself and your family. Okay, the world's best traders. Let's see. Here are a list of the most well-known Forex traders: George Soros, Stanley Druckenmiller, Bill Lipshutz, Andrew Krieger, Paul Tudor Jones, and Michael Markets. Sure, we have a lot of more successful traders around the world. Maybe you are one of them. But from those guys, we can learn a lot of things. And we want to talk about the first three of them: George Soros, Stanley Druckenmiller, and Bill Lipshutz. And let me tell you this, by the way, maybe you will hear it the first time. We have a wonderful Admiral Markets trading community. It's based on this webinar series, Trading Spotlight. So I will show you, if you stay till the end of this webinar, I will show you the homepage. There we can change we can exchange our opinions with Paul, Jens, and myself. And there you can feel home and comfortable. We share all our trading ideas with you. I make some videos through the week that I show you my trades, that you can follow them. Then you can feel really comfortable and really safe with your trading. So let me invite you to that wonderful trading family we have there on the Trading Spotlight community. So, and one of my mission is always, and one of my messages is always, please be a human. I always tell to my clients, I may coach in private, I always tell them, you have to be stable as a human. And then you can be a trader. You can only make money in the market if you find the inner center, if you find your inner freedom. So this kind of spirituality is much more important than red and green candles. Believe me that. But maybe you can make your own experience. But let me tell you this. This is one of the key facts. Okay. I want to tell you, I want to talk about a little bit George Soros. I love this guy. History's greatest short. He was the man. He has a special name. George Soros is known as one of the greatest investors in history. And he sealed his reputation as a legend. Wait for it. Maybe you know it. Legendary money manager. So maybe you know this series, How I Met Your Mother. Jesus Christ, I love it. And this is legend, wait for it, very money manager, by reportedly profiting by more than £1 billion from this one short position in pounds sterling. And this was the year 1992 on September the 16th, when Britain was in trouble with the pound against the Deutsche Mark. So maybe it sounds a little bit familiar like now, the Brexit, you know, that tried it in 1992 again, the first time, and they failed. And now they will try it again in Brexit. So I guess our British traders have to learn a little bit about working together. But this is different webinar. So at that time, Britain was a part of the ERM. This is exchange rate mechanism. It was the previous part of the EU and what we have today, which required the government to intervene if the pound weakened beyond a certain level against the Deutsche Mark. There were really big troubles. And Mr. Soros successfully predicted that time that a combination of several certain certain circumstances, including the amazing high level of British interest rates. We have 9% at that time of interest rate, had left the Bank of England vulnerable. And this was his prediction. It is really difficult what the Bank of England tried to do there. So now the time was there. And in the weeks leading up to this so-called Black Wednesday, Soros used his quantum fund to build a large position on sterling pound. And then the Black Wednesday came, and the eve of Black Wednesday, there come out comments from the president of the German Bundesbank. And these comments suggested certain currencies could come. He only said, he didn't say it will, he said it could come under pressure. And he mentioned not the British pounds. He didn't mention, but he said certain circumstances could come under pressure about their own interest rates. And this led Soros to increase his position considerably. This is the right word. When the Bank of England began buying billions on pounds, on that Wednesday morning, it was found that the price of the pound had hardly moved because other speculators were following Soros' lead. So what did the Bank of England do at that time? They increased 2 times at one day on this Black Wednesday, the interest rates up to 50%, and 2 hours later to 11 to 12%, and then up to 60% interest rate. It's unbelievable if you compare it to today. We have 0. England has 1.10%. 60%, it was Wednesday afternoon, 60 or Wednesday evening, 16% of interest rate in the Bank of England. The UK announced then on this Black Wednesday the exit from the ERM, and the pound plunged by 15% against the mark, Deutsche Mark, and 25% against the dollar. It was absolutely amazing. And as a result, George Soros predicted it already, and his own quantum fund made billions of dollars. And Soros became known as the man who broke the Bank of England. This man has a kind of perception, and other guys were following him. And you know, the Bank of England must buy, and this guy sold. You know, it's a market. But if you have more demand than supply, you know, that's the way how the market works. But at that time, Mr. Soros was well known and was known as the man who broke the Bank of England. It was amazing. What we can learn now from his behavior to the market. Although Soros' short position in pound was huge, really, really huge, his downside was always relatively restricted. Why? He has a stop. Nobody knows, but he has a stop. And leading up to this trade, the market had shown no appetite for sterling strength. And he saw this. It was his kind of perception. This was demonstrated by the repeated need for the British government to intervene in propping up the pound, because the Bank of England saw there is no appetite, there is no demand after the British pound. So the Bank of England must intervene into the market. And this was watched by Mr. Soros. So, and he could see that. And now he has a lot of experience, of course. And even if his trade had gone wrong, the state of inertia would likely have prevailed and led to a large appreciation in the pound. This was his behavior. And Soros' respect for risk and reward ratio is one of the facets that has helped carve his reputation as one of the best traders in the world. So he built up a huge position about what he saw in the market based on his own experience. But he has a stop as well. He always knew what he had to do. His idea wouldn't work, because Mr. Soros knew that the British government has also could say, we stay inside of the ERM. For that, then he were wrong. But he has a special perception about the market, and he have a lot of experience. So at the end, a couple of years ago, he told in an interview to the Wall Street Journal, I am only rich because I know when I am wrong. So what's about you guys? Do you know when you are wrong? And would you react in the same way like Mr. George Soros? He's one of the best traders ever, living traders ever. And this quote demonstrates both his willingness to cut a trade that is not working and the high level of discipline that is shared by the most successful traders. In summary, we would say, cut your losses and let the winners run. Yes, I know. Once I made a special webinar exactly with that topic, cut your losses, let the winners run, if it would be so easy. At the end, it could be easy, guys, but it's not a strategy. That's the human part. Because discipline, having discipline or being disciplined is not a strategy. Being disciplined is a human habit. And this habit you have to build up. This is not a strategy. This is a human habit. And this habit you have to learn. And this is what we can learn from George Soros. Cut the losses, knowing when you are being wrong. But let the winners run if you are right in the market. This is what we can learn from Mr. George Soros. One of the next guys is Mr. Stanley Druckenmiller, and he considers Soros to be his mentor, yet he has established a formidable reputation in his own right, successful in managing billions of dollars in his own fund. The fund has the name Ducasse Capital. And once he says that his trading philosophy for building long-term returns revolves around preserving capital and then aggressively pursuing profits when trades are going wrong, which finally lead us to this wonderful quote of him when once he said, maximize opportunity when you are right and minimize damage when you are wrong. So is it the same like Mr. George Soros said, I'm only rich because I know when I'm wrong? And in summary, cut your losses, let the winners run. Compare it to each other. Is it the same? Maximize opportunity when you are right and minimize damage when you are wrong. But inexperienced traders did it and do it and will do it in the future in the completely different way and opposite direction. They cut the winners and let the losses run. Why? They failed in humanity. They failed in having the right habits for being a successful trader. So this is what we can learn from Mr. Druckenmiller. He was a special part of the George Soros team at the time, 1992. So then we come to a wonderful guy. His name is Bill Lipshutz. And this is the topic from nothing to 100 millions plus. And Mr. Lipshutz made profits of hundreds of billions of dollars at the FX department of the Salomon Brothers in the 80s. Maybe you know this name. I remembered it. The Salomon Brothers was a famous trading company. And despite Mr. Lipshutz has no previous experience of the currency market. No experience. He was a beginner. He was a newbie in that. But he made millions of dollars in this FX department. He believes that, and now please note this word. He believes that market perceptions help to determine price action as much as pure fundamentals. Maybe you remember the first sentence of Charles Dow. Everything what happens around the world, you can see in the chart. You don't need a fundamental research. Watch the chart, watch the candles, and then you can see what happened. All the other things on the right side of the chart is a kind of perception. Maybe you watched my webinar. Do you remember about the pen? So what do I have in my hand? What thing is that? You would say, it's a pen. But if a small puppy dog come in and I would show him this thing, this puppy dog wouldn't write a letter to his friend. The puppy dog would say, I will share a chew toy. Of course, so who is right? The human or the dog? What is it? And if I would place this pen here, and nobody knows is in the room right now, no dog and no human is here. What is it at that moment? Now I would say, I don't know, nothing. Correct, it's nothing. This is the concept of emptiness. Because if you think it through, guys, it's a kind of perception. So if you come in this room and your view is going to that thing, then you say, oh, there's a pen. So if the dog comes in and see them as a bison, it's a chew toy. So who is right? Both of us. Both of them are right. It's a kind of perception. So everything comes from us. It's a kind of perception. And Mr. Bill Lipshutz recognized that in the market as well. Market perception. And that what you have to do is to find people on the right side of the chart, which they have the same perception like you. By what reason doesn't matter, but they must have the same perception like you. It's not an opinion. Mr. Alexander Elder said, the market doesn't know that you exist. So you cannot have any influence of the market. But the thing you can have influence is your behavior to the market. And one of the behavior is having the right perception. And perceptions comes only from you. Please think about the pen. Everything comes from you. So which means as a consequence, everything is empty. This is the so-called concept of emptiness. It's written down in ancient books in Tibet and India. Concept of emptiness. And if you think it through, you see then they are right. So for the future, think about the pen. Everything comes from you. So this is the kind of perception. Lipshutz also agrees with Druckenmiller's view that success is not depending on being right, because you will be wrong more often than being right. So instead, he stresses that you need to work out how to make money when being right, only 20 or 30% of the time. It's enough. If you have the habit to can cut your losses and let the winners run. This is the point, what we can learn. There are some trading tenets from Bill Lipshutz. He said, any trading idea needs to be well reasoned before you place the trade. Makes no sense to think about it when the trade is running. Build a position as the market goes your way and exit the same way. You have to have a plan. Start to ease up once there are signs that the fundamentals and the price action are beginning to change. And he also stresses that the need to manage risk, saying that your trading size should be chosen to avoid being forced out of your position if your timing is inexact. So in sum, we can say it's always the same. You have to be a great risk manager, no more, no less. And everything what you have to do is to plan your trade before you start it. You have to know, you have to have a plan B always. If your trade is working, let it run to the target you're choosing. But if the trade doesn't work, cut it. And for that, you have to be disciplined. That we can learn from all of that traders, guys. So what's the bottom line? Even the most successful traders had to begin somewhere. As we could learn from Mr. Bill Lipshutz, he has no previous experience. That's amazing. But everyone and every trader has to begin somewhere. So like you and me, I don't know where you're coming from, but you have the big chance to become successful in trading. And to become a successful Forex trader, you don't need to have a lot of experience in the market. Watch the webinars from Paul, Jens, and me, for example, and watch the videos from Admiral Markets on the huge, YouTube account and channel, and come into our Trading Spotlight community so we can share our ideas together. Instead, each of these successful traders have one thing in common: managing risk, being disciplined, and cut your losses while letting winning trades run. This is the bottom line, guys. And this is the summary of all what I have to say. Manage risk, stay in being disciplined, and let the winners run as long as they can reach their target. Give the market the responsibility. Take it away from you. Your own responsibility is to manage your risk and to stick to your rules always. Let the market decide how much money you will get. You will make this experience like me. You will be more often surprised how much money you will get when you let the market decide what the market wants to give you. That's amazing. Let's make a short conclusion, guys. 3 of the world's most famous and successful traders are George Soros, Stanley Druckenmiller, and Bill Lipshutz. And they really made billions of dollars with different strategies, but they always stuck to the rules, always. And they were always disciplined. They have 2 traits in common: risk management and absolutely high discipline. And the real conclusion, and always, that's the end: cut your losses and let the winners run. And if you will do that in that way, I can give you a promise today. Once in a couple of years from now, people will see you like a new legend, wait for it, dairy trader of all the time. It's your choice. So, and now this is the homepage, tradersyard.com. We are actually 80 amazing guys included in this community. Come in, I invite you. The only requirement you have to do is to open a real account on Admiral Markets and put deposit on it, real account, and then you are welcome to this amazing and international trading spotlight community with our trading spotlight group there. Let me invite you. So unfortunately, we have Easter. So Friday and Monday are closed. So sorry, the next guy you have to watch is me again on next Wednesday when we talk about the backtesting, about strategies with MetaTrader. So I want to explain a little bit what is backtest, what does a backtest matters, and how to backtest your trading strategy with MetaTrader. Special edition, no, of course not on Friday. It's next Wednesday. Jesus Christ. It's, yes, Wednesday. Jeez, my fault, sorry. Wednesday next. So it all depends on the risk. Yes, Shema, that's the point. All depends on the risk and discipline, of course. So guys, if you have any questions, call Admiral Markets. So we have mail, YouTube, or Facebook. And so I want to say thank you that you shared your lifetime with me for the last 45 minutes, almost punctually. And I wish you all the best. Have a nice, beautiful Easter time. I know we are locked down in our flats and houses, but you can a little bit go outside, of course. But please stay healthy and stick to the rules always, which we have from the governments, guys. And is the leverage in currency trade? Yes, it is. Small leverage, of course. And yes, that's all the questions you can share with that in our Trading Spotlight community. And guys, thank you. Thank you. Never forget and remember being human. That's the most important thing. And then we can watch the charts. So take care for yourself and your beloved ones, guys, and stay healthy. And be careful about your thoughts. They are the beginning of your actions. See you. Bye-bye.